Good morning, Prodigious Panthers. So today we're going to be working on our math lesson. We're going to be I'll be needing you to grab your math book and turn to page 218. We're going to be working on adding mixed numbers. So 218. You can hit pause until you're set, but I'm going to keep going. I put up on the board the warm-up. So we need to do the warm-up just to refresh our memories on what we did right before we left school for a while, so you're able to be successful in this lesson. So let's go ahead and review how to change improper fractions into mixed numbers. Do you guys remember how to do that? Right. If you said divide, that's what we're going to do. We're going to divide our fractions so that way we can make it into mixed numbers, which make it at least a proper fraction. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's start with number 1. So you have to do 38 divided by 3. So you can do that underneath here. 3 can go into 3 once. You bring down your 8. 3 can go into 8 twice. That gives me 6. And that gives me a 2 as my remainder. Now, I hope you remember you are going to go ahead and draw a fraction bar behind your quotient. You put the remainder on the top of the fraction bar, and your divisor becomes your denominator. And now 38 over 3 becomes 12 and 2/3. It's that easy. But if you need to go ahead and get a review, let's continue with number 2. But if you're very clever, you can go on ahead without me and see if you can beat me by the time I get to number 4. Okay? So the next one, you have 41 divided by 9. So we got 9. I already know some of you are already beating me, but that's okay. How many times does 9 go into 41? If you said 4 times, you're correct. 36 is my product. Now we subtract. That gives me 3. 11 minus 6 is 5. Remember, the remainder goes at the top of the fraction bar, and your divisor becomes your denominator. So you should have gotten 4 and 5/9. Very good. The next one, we do 50 divided by 7. So 7 goes into 50 7 times, giving me 49. And then you take away, and you get 1. So you get 7 and 1/7. And the last one, the doozy. Just move my chair here. All right, you have 8 and 805. 8 goes into 8 once. Bring down your 0. 8 goes into 0 times. Bring down your 5. 8 goes into 5 0 times. Very good. So you get 100 with 5 over 8. And that's all there is to it with converting improper fractions to mixed numbers. Simple enough, right? You need a minute to copy that? Go ahead. If you do, you can just hit pause. But I'm going to keep going. Oh no, I have another guest. Before we continue, I would like you to meet one of my sister's dogs today. Coco. Come here, Coco. Good morning, Coco. All right, Prodigious Panthers, say hello to Coco. She's in this with us, okay? Say good morning, Coco. All right, back to work. Bye, Coco. Go on. I'm seriously surprised she came down. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the lesson. So let's look at example A. They have Rosita Measure the amount of precipitation over a 2-month period. It rained 2 3/10 inches in June. And 2.5 inches in July. What is the total precipitation for June and July? Well, you know, if you want a total, we're going to do what? Yes, we're going to add. So we're going to go ahead and add these two mixed numbers. Now, we have a problem here. What's the problem? If you said that the denominators are not the same, you're right. So the first thing we need to do before we can even start answering this problem is change our fractions to have the same denominator, or the lowest common denominator. So you have to look at the multiples of 10 and 2. What is the lowest multiple they have in common? So since it's been a while, let's go ahead and write a few just to refresh our memory, okay? Like I always told you guys, I like doing the lowest of the two denominators, because as soon as I find one that the other denominator can get up to, I just stop. So let's write the multiples of 2. So it's 2, 4, no, none of these can get to 10 yet. 6, 8, and 10. There you go. You know that 2 can get to 10. And then, of course, 10 gets to 10. Remember, we want the least common, which means the lowest number. So now, so we're going to go with 10. So do we have to change 2 3/10? No, we do not. So we're going to leave that one alone. Now we got to change 2. What do we have to do to 2 to make it 10? Right, multiply by 5. So we're going to take it and multiply by 5. Now, you're not multiplying the whole number. The whole number stays the same. We're not doing anything with the whole number. We're just changing the numbers in the fraction. It's still the same amount. It's just a different number. So 2 gets left alone. Please do not do anything with the whole number yet. So 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5. And now we got 2 5/10. Now, we have the like denominators. We can go ahead and add. So, 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 5 is 8. And do we ever add the denominators? No, we do not. Very good. So we get 4 8/10. And since you're my prodigious Panthers, you know that 8/10 cannot stay that way. We need to simplify. Very good. So let's go ahead and simplify. So what is the greatest common factor between 8 and 10? Yep, they're both even, so they both divide by 2. Well, let's go ahead and do that. The 4 stays the same. 8 divided by 2 becomes 4. 10 divided by 2 becomes 5. And that is my final answer. Now, don't get me wrong. 4 8/10 is still an acceptable answer. It's still a good answer. But I want to push you guys a little harder so you guys keep pushing yourselves to do extra work. So, both of them are actually correct. But when you do your assignment, I am looking for you to simplify your answers. Oh, that reminds me. Since you are working on a Google Doc, fractions are going to be a little interesting to type. So when you type your answers, Monday. Sorry, guys. That's my dog Monday playing with Coco. You type 4 space 8/10. That's how it will look on your computer. Now, what will happen for common fractions, the computer will automatically make it look smaller, looking like a fraction. But if it doesn't, you're still okay. Just remember to put a space between the whole number and the fraction bar, and the fraction itself. So again, you write 4 space 4 slanted line 5. Okay? Oh, that was my computer. too early in the morning for this. All right, so let's go ahead and continue with example B now. Okay? So example B, you have 7 9/10 plus 3 3/5. Oh, they made this easy for you. They kept this really simple. You guys should know this. What's the lowest common denominator between the two? Yeah, it's 10. So let's go ahead and do this thing. So we have 7 9/10. Now, do we change the whole number? No, we do not. Not yet anyway. So that stays the same. What do you have to do to 5 to make it 10? Multiply by 2. So 2 times 5 is 10. And what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So 3 times 2, that becomes 6. Very good. Now let's go ahead and solve. So you get 7 plus 3, which gives me 10. No problem there. 9 plus 6, now that they have the same denominator, is 15. Uh-oh, here's where that warm-up comes up from earlier. And then we do nothing with the 10. Now, 15/10 is an improper fraction. Do you think we're going to leave it as that? No, we are not. If you said yes, shame on you. So let's go ahead and correct this. So how do we change an improper fraction to a mixed number? We divide, correct. So, now, if you're good with this mentally, this should be easy. How many times does 10 go into 15? Once. And then 15 minus 10 is 5 over 10. Now, if you don't understand how we did that mentally, let me show you how to do it visually. So again, you have 10 into 15. And it goes in once. 1 times 10 is 10, giving me 5 over 10. Some of these fractions are going to be easy enough to do in your head, and that's okay. But some of them will be harder, and you will have to do your dividing. So it depends on you. Now we take our mixed number that we made, and we add it to our original whole number. So now we have to add it. So 10 plus 1 becomes 11 and 5/10. Which again is an acceptable answer, but you know, is this the best answer? No, because we can simplify it. So let's go ahead and simplify it. What is the greatest common factor between 5 and 10? It's 5. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 11 and 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And that's all there is to it to this lesson. Easy enough. If you have any questions, please mention it on the Google Classroom, and I will be happy to help you with that. But that is my lesson for today. So, before we go on, remember to type your answers. You write 11 spacebar 5/10 and then the equal Monday. Sorry guys, Monday wants to play with Coco. And then 11 spacebar 1/2. All right. Well, that's it for my lesson today. Good luck, Prodigious Panthers, and I look forward to you seeing me next week. Take care and have a great day. All right, and a great weekend. This is our last session for the week. All right. Bye, guys.